So I have my progression of stuff I've used over the years with pistons and rods, DP being on the bottom of both. So I have a CP piston. I started with JE and I switched to CP when the valve reliefs were wrong back in the early 2000s. They just gave me a standard wrist pin. Then I did a like a higher compression, almost flat top, not quite, just slightly dish CP. And I told them I was going for like 700 horsepower at the time. And then they gave me this upgraded wrist pin for that. And I think I made like, oh yeah, I made 865 on these pistons. That was the pistons I made the 865 wheel horsepower on. Then I switched to a higher compression, and this is the piston that I threw the rod in at the track, and I went with these special steel wrist pins and a DLC coating. And then now I'm going with these more robust DP pistons and the same type of steel as those, but a lot thicker wall wrist pin. So just for fun, let's weigh everything. Let's start with the wrist pin. So I'll do the first wrist pin, 98 grams. Just for fun, let's go through. Then this is what I made, the 860. That's 120. Then I switched to these, which are 88. And now my newest ones, oh man, these are beefy. Yeah, 127. But after breaking a piston, throwing a rod, I quit going away from lightweight stuff and went with stronger stuff. Then just for fun, here's the piston, my first piston. I probably made like, I made 630 or 650 on these. So 314. This I made 865 on these CPs. Then I got these, which I don't know what I made. Oh, I made 620, but it I turned the boost up at 620 at 20 pounds. And then now the new DPs, which are a beast of a piston. So, I mean, I don't know, I'm liking them. It's even got the cutout for the oil squirter, which I don't use, but for people who would that want to copy this, it's got the nice cutouts for hot spots where it gets thin on the valve reliefs. We went the flat top because I thought it was weird. My ignition timing with the dome. The ignition time was easy with this, very strange with this. So I went back to a flat top. And then, not sure I can get it to focus enough, but it's got those anti-detonation things on the top ring here, which JE did not put them in. None of my ones had it previously, the anti-detonation. So here are the rods. We have my Cunningham, which was my first set I had, and I've kept all the way to, this is what I made 865 wheel on. Then I went and I changed to Carrillo because I ended up bending two of these on the dyno from detonation, or just because they were too strong or scrawny, I don't know. Then plus this rod bolt's only a 5/16, which is iffy. Now I went to Carrillo, and I went with a very lightweight design. The normal Carrillo 3S are bigger than these. Then I went to now the DP, which is the biggest and beefiest of them all, obviously. So anyway, let's just weigh them for fun. So I'll take the Cunningham. which is 530. Then I went with a really lightweight Carrillo. And this is the one that broke and got thrown out. Well, not this cylinder, but obviously a different cylinder broke and got thrown out at the track. 560. And then I got DP of 685 or 658. So hold on 1 second now. I pulled each rod bolt out. Maybe if I just move this here, pull these next to each other so I can look at them. So we have my old 5/16 Cuttingham, and we have the tool steel Carrillo and the new DP bolts. As you can see, since DP is a beefier rod, they're able to run a longer bolt. Although, is it longer than the Cunningham? Just a touch, but not by much. So, but you can see the Cunningham actually had more meat around here. So it was a smaller bolt they ran, but it was longer. So anyway, let's see the weight. So this is going to be the lightest, obviously, because it's the smallest, which is 18 grams. Then we have the, I'm not going to be able to get that to focus. Yeah, Carrillo. WMC, I believe they call it, which is 24 grams. And then this actually looks the nicest. DP. And that's 28 grams. So, which this is a tool steel. This is a tool steel like an H11. And then this is like a tool steel blend, which they say is about equivalent to an L19 bolt strength, but doesn't have the properties that can't see moisture. So that's all my new stuff.